Hello, very good morning and welcome to Athavan newspaper highlights. Today, Tuesday, 31st of May 2016. This is Edward Pillai with the highlights of today's English newspapers. As usual, we have three newspapers for the highlights: Daily Mirror, Daily News and Ceylon Today. Firstly, let's have a look on the Daily Mirror. The main headline of the Daily Mirror says, Security forces lift boycott on Eastern Province CM, MOD. The Ministry of Defence said yesterday it had revoked the decision taken by the three armed forces to boycott any public events attended by Eastern Province Chief Minister Nasir Ahmad. Military spokesman Jayanath Jayawira said the Chief Minister would also be permitted to enter military camps based on a request by the security forces in the wake of an incident where the Chief Minister had publicly revoked a naval officer during a function held at Sampur Mahavidyalaya. The MOD said the security forces would not permit the Chief Minister Nasir Ahmad to enter military camps and that they would not participate at public functions attended by him. In a May 27 letter to President Maithripala Sirisena and Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, the Chief Minister had condemned the decision taken by the security forces to boycott events attended by him. Another highlight is Sri Lanka Premier meets UN Security General and South Korean Premier. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe met United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon and South Korean Prime Minister Hwang Kyo-chen in the South Korean capital of Seoul on Sunday. Officials accompanying the Premier said the meetings were cordial. Mr. Wickremesinghe had met them while participating in the 107th Rotary International Convention in Seoul. Another highlight says SMBS to resolve land disputes in North. The government has set up special mediation boards in the North to resolve disputes on lands valued at 2.5 million rupees or less, Justice Minister Vijayadasa Rajapaksa said yesterday. He said these were special mediation boards meant for the benefits of conflict-affected people in the North. The minister said the mediation boards were set up last week in Jaffna and mediators appointed. Vehicle price hike to avoid unwanted buyers, John. Tourism Minister John Amarathunga yesterday said the government was compelled to increase vehicle prices because it would reduce the number of vehicles on the roads and also avoid unnecessary people purchasing vehicles. Speaking to reporters after an event in Galawela, the minister said three-wheeler prices were increased in the wake of the fast increasing number of such vehicles and on the request by some three-wheeler associations. Another highlight says GMOA seeks urgent meeting with President. The Government Medical Officers Association is scheduled to launch a 4-hour token strike from 8 a.m. today in the country except in the flood-affected Colombo, Gambaha and Kaigol districts against alleged unnecessary influence by the Health Minister, the GMOA said yesterday. While the GMOA yesterday wrote to President Maithripala Sirisena seeking an immediate meeting to discuss several issues including their trade union action and their request for the Health Ministry to be placed under his purview. Secondly, let's move to Daily News. The main headline of the Daily News says, Baby Elephant Case. Attorney General reprimands CID. Magistrate Thilina Gamage is still not a suspect. The Attorney General yesterday reprimanded the CID for their failure to name Colombo Additional Magistrate Thilina Gamage as a suspect over the alleged possession of an elephant without a valid license, despite the AG instructing them to do so 18 days ago, when the anticipatory bail application filed by the Additional Magistrate to preempt the possibility of his arrest on charges of a non-bailable offence came up before Maligandana Magistrate. The CID informed court that Thilina Gamage was not named as a suspect. Another highlight says GMOA declares island-wide strike today. The Government Medical Officers Association stated that an island-wide strike will take place today from 8 a.m. to noon in state-owned hospitals in all districts except those affected by floods and landslides. Another highlight says French tourist local guide arrested for rape a boy. A 66-year-old French tourist and a local guide who are alleged to have sexually abused a 14-year-old schoolboy was arrested in Ambalangoda. The Frenchman and his local guide are alleged to have raped the boy at a hotel in Randombe, Ambalangoda. According to police, the student has been admitted to Palpitia Hospital following the incident. The highlight says, Lasantha murder. Army chief asked to hand over documents to CID. The Mount Lavinia magistrate yesterday ordered the army commander to hand over documents and other information concerning the investigation into the murder of journalist Lasantha Wickramatunge to the Criminal Investigation Department. Finally, let's move to Ceylon today. The main headline of the Ceylon today says, Tajuddin murder cover-up complicity. Ilangakon scoffs at allegations. Former IGP NK Ilangakon said that rumours spread by certain media outlets that as the murder of former Sri Lankan rugby star Wasim Tajuddin had taken place during his watch, that he too was responsible for the crime, was both a fabrication and baseless. When contacted, the ex-IGP told Ceylon today that he has decided to request the government to conduct a prompt probe into the allegations directed against him. Ilangakon said that in the police investigative reports submitted to him, it had been clearly mentioned that Wasim Tajuddin's death had been caused from a motor accident. He stressed that following a report submitted to him by the DIG of the Western Province related to the incident, he had identified a few loose ends before he had handed over the entire inquiry on the incident to the CID. The highlight says, Tuk-tuk fare hike inevitable. The All Island Three-Wheel Owners Association and the All Ceylon Three-Wheel Drivers Union say that they will be compelled to increase fares in the three-wheelers due to the new tax revisions and the hike in spare part prices. And the highlight says, KP's case put off for 25 July. The case against LTTE leader Kumaran Padmanathan, who supplied money and weapons to the LTTE, was taken before Justice Preet Sri Padman Surasena of the Court of Appeal yesterday. With that, let's come to an end of today's paper highlights. We will come with more news tomorrow morning. Thanks for listening to other newspaper highlights.